You ready?
We're ready.
Go.
Notice is hereby given that the Village of Homer Zoning Board of Appeals will meet in person at the Town Hall in Homer and via Zoom at 31 North Main Street on July 28th at 6:30 PM to consider the following pursuant to the current Village of Homer Code of Ordinances. Appeal number 495, applicant Shane Witt, address 27 Clinton Street, tax map number 66.66-03-06.000. Zone R2, code reference Article 2, 228-12, Pren's D. An area variance request for a drive to be built closer to the dwelling than allowed. Appeal number 496, applicant James and Carol Obrist, address 9 Bartlett Ave, tax map number 66.61 or 81 -01-26.000. Zone R2, code reference Article 2, colon 228-12, Pren's D. Area variance request for variance for replacement of existing porch. There you go.
All right. Is Shane Witt here tonight?
She is not. I'm Ron Musson. I live at 25 Clinton Street and I'm her neighbor and she was unable to make it tonight. She asked me to come in her stead. She's a charge nurse in the emergency department, St. Joe's Hospital, and has great difficulty getting in the hours of.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's okay. I'm here. I'll answer any questions or whatever.
So if you could just, on her behalf, kind of the first step of this is that you get a brief explanation from the applicant about what's going on.
What's going on is my current driveway runs about 14 inches from the edge of my house on my side, and there's a little over 8 feet on the other side before it gets to the side of her house. And she has literally had that fenced off at the side of her house so that 8 feet, most people think that's mine. It isn't that. And there are two impetuses. One, I need to redo my driveway. And I want to move it over to about 16, 18 inches towards her property to get it away from my house, because sooner or later somebody will run into the house, and actually it's happened. The second factor is the fence that she has on her property needs to be replaced, and she wants to do it in relation to the new property with difference agreement. So we had agreed sometime back that she was on 3 feet of her property, which would leave currently the property line runs 8.4 to 8.7 feet from the side of her house, and the 3 feet it would leave it 5.4 to 5.7 feet.
Okay. So the variance that she's requesting is with regards to building your driveway or building her fence?
It's, and I believe in regards to the fact that it's supposed to be 10 feet between the property line and the dwelling.
Yeah.
And so this would reduce it to a little over 5 feet. Although currently it's not a compliance, it's a little over 8 feet. And both of our houses are early. So that's what they did back then.
Yeah. Okay. If there's anybody else in the public that wants to talk on this? Okay.
Adam,
Joan, is this where we enter into the record the letter that we received?
somebody came in and I want to put them down as attending. Was that?
Hi, Joan. It's Pat.
I didn't recognize his knees. Thank you.
So Joan, Tanya sent out a letter. I don't know if it's in our packet here. I can't remember.
Adam, it was for planning board. I just gave you a copy is what it was.
Oh,
They
okay,
sent it only to planning.
okay, gotcha. Okay, so we'll.
One from Kevin Williams.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
okay, at this time I'll close the public comment section. Does anybody on the board have any questions or about the application? Okay, I guess we'll move on to the decision, that side of it.
I have to close your public hearing.
Okay, yes, we'll close the public hearing. Thank you, John. I could do without John. Okay, folks, this seems pretty straightforward to me. We're in the village, we're on top of each other, and it makes sense to pushing property lines around. If we don't need it, I don't need to discuss anything else if anybody else wants to talk about this one, but
I'll move. We approve it.
You have
Are
to
we
do-
approving it or are we passing it or
you would
what's
take
the
grant.
problem?
you have to do
Gotta do
the
the balance test first.
Oh,
balancing test. Are you ready?
All right, John, fire away, please.
Okay. This is the balancing test for the area variance. Number one, will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties?
I would say no.
no,
4 no's, John.
Number two.
Adam,
Yes.
Mike can't vote on this one, so he can't do the balance test
Oh,
due to
oh.
a conflict.
Oh, we can't even
You gotta recuse me from.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't realize it was the whole shebang.
No,
Joe-
no, just this one. So anything
Yeah.
in this case.
Yeah, I thought it was the final vote, sorry.
Of the WIC
Oh, that's
application,
okay. Thanks.
there's just three of us. Is that enough people?
Yeah, I believe 3 is 4.
For the record, is he recused from the WIT application?
Yes,
Yes.
You should have announced that in the beginning. Okay.
sorry, he told me and I did not convey it to you, John.
If you want it in the minutes, I gotta know that.
I got you, sorry. I'm trying to rush. I got a kid at a soccer game. We're trying to catch the end of it.
Number two, can the benefits sought by the applicant be achieved by a feasible alternative to the variance?
Say no. They want the driveway not close to the house. You gotta move it.
Move the house.
So I would say no.
No,
3 no's.
Number four, will the variance have an adverse impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood?
no,
No. 3 no's again.
Number five, is the alleged difficulty self-created?
no,
Uh,
no.
Wanted to move the driveway. I'm gonna say yes, but
No, the house been there a long time.
every time I'm asked this.
So I
Was a problem.
had 2 no's and 1 yes.
Well, 2. I shouldn't even. The problem that I'm saying is yes, is that they decided to move the driveway away from the house. So they made that decision to leave it as is and would not.
What is improving the safety of the place?
Yeah.
Yes,
So it's yes, all 3?
yes.
Oh, no, 2 no's and a yes. Sorry, John. With an area variance, you can say yes and no to these questions.
And the yes is Patricia.
The
No,
yes is
no,
Adam.
I'm a no.
Okay. Adam is the yes. Gotcha. You're all done.
Oh, I like, yes, I like that.
So Joan, I don't think, do we call this a type 2 action for the seeker? Do we have to mention that now? So there's no, no seeker required?
That's where Dante comes in.
Uh,
It was not required. No, it was not required in the planning board last night.
Right.
Right, so
I
we
have
just,
a little statement that I put in there. It's a type 2 unlisted action.
yeah, so we can just note that, then please.
Is Dante really there?
He's there.
He advised that last night, Dante.
So I did advise that last night. This is a whole separate action though, Joan, and it is a determination that the zoning board of appeals should make independently about the specific variances. But as Adam correctly notes, area variances such as this do fall under the type 2 action. So.
Now.
Oh, no, you need a motion. And you said the language is to,
John likes to, when we say, you know, to grant variance as
okay, I'll make a motion to grant the variance as requested.
Second,
all in favor? 3 ayes, John.
Got it?
Thank you. Good news for you.
Hello?
Oh, sorry. So John, I was waiting for you to catch up, John. You, how do we move on to appeal number 496?
That's right.
All right. Appeal number 496, is someone here to speak on this one?
James Overs. Our front porch is immediately replaced. And my wife and I got talking, we thought it would be nice if we could extend it sideways, basically, for any place to sit out.
Yeah.
Enjoy the neighborhood. It does protrude out, I believe it's 2.5 feet from the footprint of the original porch. So it would be bear with me a second. The total would be like a 15 foot porch, the front part being 11 feet back to the original porch that's now, and then the steps and then.
You want to speak up, please?
I'm sorry. The original, the requested one is gonna be a porch, is gonna be 15 feet along the edge of the house. Come out 6 feet on the one side, the north side. Go down 11 feet to the point where the existing porch is now, and then back in, and the steps will be there in place. We also want to raise it up because there's coming in from the porch to the house, there's about an 8-inch step there, and my wife has already taken a fall there. So that part is just, we want to do that, but that's what we want to do, so I don't know, that kind of gives you an idea, it's kind of, well, we do want to make an addition, so I guess that's why we're here.
All right. So I'm gonna close the public comment section. And now we're moving on to any questions from the board about the project.
Is no one there to speak?
Oh, I should have offered that. Does anyone else want to speak on the matter? No, John. Just,
Okay.
yeah,
Then you're closing your public hearing.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Do you have any more questions that we kind of discussed
Yeah.
briefly about the
Yeah, I
distances
think,
and the depth?
I'd like to clarify though with the applicant.
Okay,
because,
yep.
I mean, I'm just sort of winging it. I had trouble with, figuring things out a little bit from the map. So what it looks like between the new porch line and the property line to Bartlett Street, that's a total of 8.5, that will be a total of 8.5 feet? Is that what I'm
Well,
reading?
I've measured. Oh, no, that's to the, yeah, to Bartlett Street. The street.
But that's not to your property line.
No, that's the street line. Property line would be north.
What?
You choose in the front of the house.
Yeah,
The front property line goes to the street though, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the deck would be 8.5 feet to the street line, yes.
And the street is their property line. If you look at the survey map,
Yeah, okay.
they have the very last page of your packet.
Yeah, okay.
So they have the circles there, those are the stakes
Oh,
that mark out the property line.
and that's the street, that is the street.
That is the street, yeah.
Okay, so then there's a sidewalk between the street and your house.
I believe the sidewalk is the street line.
Oh, that is measured to the sidewalk?
It's my understanding that the street line is 20 feet to the center line is usually incorporates the sidewalk, so I'm not sure.
I would like to know that.
25 foot is a right of way from the center of the street to the sidewalk. It's a village right of way, so I do believe he owns.
The sidewalk and then the grass on the other side. That's what I think too.
It's just a right of way.
Yeah, that's what my understanding is. But that means then the 8.5, I guess I would like that. I would like that information from either from the house or from the new proposed porch line to the property line. Is that 8.5 feet? Is the question.
My way I figured it was I used a survey line, which gave me a distance of, I believe it's like, you gotta read that for me. What I got?
So the total survey line is 14.3 feet from the corner of the house or from the front.
From the front corner of the house.
It's 14.3, that's
And that-
into,
So then if we go 6 feet further out from there.
but you're going 6 feet further out
That's from the house, the line of the house.
from the line of the house.
Yeah.
So you'd be going 6 feet out from here, so that gives you leaving
8.3.
8 feet 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what you have here. okay?
Yes.
So within that 8.5, there's a sidewalk. Right?
I agree.
Yes, there
Yes.
is.
Okay. How wide is the sidewalk typically? 3 foot.
Some of them are 4, but most of the others are small, 3.
So is it right that if you have 8.5 from the line of the new porch line,
Right,
minus 3 feet leaves you 5.5 feet
okay,
to be divided between the verge or whatever we call it here in Homer, the street line to the sidewalk, and then the sidewalk to the porch. So how is that 5.5 feet divided up? How much from between the sidewalk, what's the distance between the sidewalk and the proposed porch line?
I have to go measure that. I based this on what the survey was showing.
Yeah,
Probably looking at about 2 feet.
Maybe.
yeah,
maybe
right,
a
we've
couple
got 2 feet to the sidewalk, that's what I'm trying to get a sense of.
Yeah.
People are walking down the sidewalk, they're pretty much shaking your hand on the porch.
Well, that's kind of intentional
It's
for you.
pretty close. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
this is
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so then. I mean, I want to dominate this, I have a lot of questions, but, okay, the porch is, this is going to be, like a deck or solid, or is it a terrace, or what do you
It's gonna be an
propose to
it's gonna be an
do?
uncovered deck.
An uncovered deck,
Yes.
okay.
So the only part that currently has anything covering it is the existing
The
deck.
existing deck.
And so that would remain in place because it's over the front door, so obviously, people waiting, they don't get wet. But the rest of it would be uncovered, so there'd be no additional roof.
So you're not proposing to put one of those sunsetter awnings
No.
or something like,
We
I'm
have
trying to get a picture in my mind of like,
We have
without the
nice- we have
sidewalk, how
nice
much
shade
change
trees.
will it
Yeah,
look
we
like?
have 2 trees in our front yard. We can't plant flowers on that side of the house, it won't grow.
Yeah, it's a shaded spot.
It's a very shaded spot all day.
I understand, okay, so I think I'm getting a picture of what you're asking of.
Trees are in your front yard or they're.
Well, they're in
between
between sidewalk and road, yeah.
Between the road and the side, which are the village streets.
They're village streets, correct.
You got a lot of concrete here, 35 bags of concrete. Is this thing gonna be all concrete or is that's
No.
just for the footing?
That's for the footings and that, yeah.
Sorry.
No, this whole folks get a picture of what you're, so your request is for, and it's for an area variance, but is that based on the house plus this new construction will be covering a higher proportion of the lot than is allowed, or is it that you're going closer to the property lines than the ordinance?
Well, I think it's, to me, we're going closer to the street line than, with the, zoning laws would require or allow, since that's, house.
That's the 8.5 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, and then your lot coverage, I don't know, what is the proportion of lot coverage in an R2?
I think they've got plenty of front yard, I mean, just because it's so wide, even 8 foot and.
But you're only the, do
35.
you know what the coverage is? You're only supposed to cover so much of your lot. So are we asking for, is the question, we need to know is, are we considering of that also as a variance?
Those 2 trees probably could be plenty of shade.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like I say, we have, impatiens there, they're the only thing that'll.
Yeah.
So
Might be out there too.
Up against the house.
Covering too much of the lot.
So usually what the reason. Walk.
May I approach? I have a picture.
That was 1,000 words.
Yeah, no, it's better than some of the guys I'm doing.
Absolutely.
There's the existing porch. Let me come around that. I get somehow we'll move up there. Okay, very good. All right, there's the existing.
Oops.
There we go. There's the existing porch.
Yeah.
Right here. Okay, yeah, see that thing?
Small little porch.
Yeah, it's just basically an entrance. but-
Yes.
And this is the side we're requesting to put the additional porch on, so we have a place to sit. I think I have another picture too.
Okay, so but your new porch is gonna come pretty much out to where your camera line is.
Well, it's
It's gonna go 3 feet beyond where that one is.
gonna be, this is, 2.5 feet actually by where this is 3.5 feet, 4.5, 5.5. Yeah.
Because you
I-
said it's
this
2.5 feet to the sidewalk, right?
No, I don't believe so. Here's the sidewalk there.
It's moving 2.5 feet closer to the sidewalk,
Yeah.
building out folks.
Yeah, we're coming out 2.5 feet further than.
Okay.
Up, oh, here we go. Me and technology do not get along.
Well, I can't do it.
All right, that's probably a little better. So the actual existing porch, the decking it would probably line up closer to where that one step is, because this is 3.5 feet right here. 42 inches was the
So it's existing, it goes out, that's
3.5 feet, yeah. Yeah, so it's
asking for another
2.5 feet.
2.5 feet in front of that.
Which,
It's not too many. Well, it is.
no,
You have a picture
it's
that
still-
looks, you have a picture that looks directly.
I may have something.
It's our look, look,
Right, it's not covering that whole, right.
seems,
There you go.
Yes.
Wow. Pictures are so helpful.
Yes.
And this is basically, again, over here is where we were asking. This is our sidewalk down to the main side.
How far is that from my own house, how much further is it down here, like to that first concrete?
Part of it, not the whole, it's only going to come out 2.5 feet further than the existing deck now.
That shows the smaller.
Than what it
Yes.
seems from.
It sounds bigger when we're talking about it. Yes.
Yes, yeah,
No, it's,
it does show some. Thank you for the pictures.
well, I might have another one there, if you bear with me a minute. My son-in-law's-
When they're walking by you, they're not right.
Yeah, yeah. Now, there's another one from the views on the south side, view north.
Yeah.
So just basically, it's the same reverse of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah,
I'm
so
glad
I
I
put
took the
pictures
time.
in your application.
that's what, Ruth was actually asking me before the meeting, that it would be helpful if you had.
I probably should have had them downloaded. You know,
I'll-
I like to put them before on sometimes.
Yeah. So.
But what I think we're considering is that the depth from the property line to the front of the porch and also to the side of the porch, both of them are going to be too close to the property lines. According to the, so the area variance is to build closer than allowed.
Yes, because this side of the whole side comes on the question.
Okay, but that's the house. So.
Yeah, but that's.
Yeah, it'll be about, I think I calculated, it's gonna be 10.5 feet to your neighbor's property line. I
Okay.
believe the setback is to build something is 15 feet. Is that true, Dante? Are we looking at 15 feet for both of these directions?
Well, the existing house is 7.5 feet.
Yeah.
As it sits. right?
Yeah, but
Yep.
that's still, but then they exactly.
It's still the way the rule is written. And they seem ridiculous on top.
Just bear with me, I'm a little.
Okay. All right, does anyone have any more questions on the matter? All right. And we'll move into the decision meeting here.
Do we need to do that balance?
The balancing test. Yeah, do you wanna, Joan, could you read us the balancing test, please?
Sure will. Number 1, will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties?
No.
No.
You're in on this one, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got me on this one.
We dragged him in.
Number 2, can the benefit sought by the applicant be achieved by a feasible alternative to the variance?
No.
No, I mean, if they want to build a porch, this is. Or
Number
no.
3, is the requested variance substantial?
I would say yes. I mean, if it's to
Yes.
the one side yard, 10 feet, other 15 feet, and even to the front yard is even closer. So, yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
4 yeses.
Will the variance have an adverse impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood?
No,
No.
And the last one is the alleged difficulty self-created.
the rabbit hole again. I'm gonna say yes, but
I would say yes too.
All yes?
I'm winning them over, Joan. Yeah, those 4 yeses.
Okay, you're all set.
Right.
Ask Dante about the seeker.
Oh. Is this another type 2 action, Dante?
Yes, same answer as before. It's similar to what you did. Area variances are like specifically enumerated in the seeker statute. I forget what the actual number is, but I just sent some seeker guidance actually to the planning board. I think I'm going to forward you that email just so you guys have. It's this kind of handy slideshow kind of thing.
Yeah, please.
But seeker, like we've kind of gone over before. It's a self-enforcing statute. There's no seeker court or anything, but if you don't follow it correctly, you open yourself up to liability regarding your decision. So it's a decision the board will make on every single application that comes in front of it. Although you're dealing mostly with area variances, for residential properties, which again fall into that kind of easy seeker classification as type 2, which don't require any further actions or the short form or any sort of environmental hearing, but they do come up.
When you say that, Dante, I have a little sentence that I put in the minutes. It's under 6 NYCRR, part 16.5, Pren C, Pren 10, 12, or 13 of the State Environmental Quality Review Law. The proposed action is a type 2 action and is determined not to have a significant impact on the environment or is otherwise precluded from environmental review under the Environmental Conservation Law, Article 8.
So Joan does have the actual cite to the law, very handy to have that. But if you guys look at that category for type 2 actions, there's a few that you kind of regularly do that follow under that classification. So I'll just forward you that email, just ignore the stuff specific about the planning board. But you guys should familiarize yourself with that. And, as a board, you can make seeker decisions on by yourself and you should. Happy to, answer questions or provide some guidance, but that's a decision, the board is going to make, by the board's own initiative. That was a longer answer than you asked for, Adam. I could have just said the same as last time, I guess.
Well, no, thank you. I do feel like I kind of know just barely enough to get by on a seeker, so I appreciate that email. Thank you. Okay, this one seems pretty easy again to me. Especially the picture, and I was getting kind of concerned about how close it was to the sidewalk and stuff we were talking, but the pictures.
It was a big house, right?
Pose on anything, so. John doesn't like me to do this next part, but if anybody else wanted to.
Don't make a motion.
Yeah.
You could ask for one.
You can.
You could ask if somebody would like to make a
Would
motion.
anyone like to make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. Yeah, accept whatever you want to do here.
No, we might be going to pass the reins as requested.
Make a motion to pass the.
Request.
Second.
Variance has requested. Is that what you want?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what you wanted to say, right?
I want to say what Joan wants to say. And Patricia seconded it, Joan. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you, hand the ruler.
Oh, nothing would get done according to the law. Didn't have help here, so congratulations, enjoy the shade on your new porch.
Thank you very much. The map is ready.
Yeah.
All the work,
Tell me
all the
about
work we
spring.
know.
We've got approval for the May meeting minutes.
Motion to approve last month's meeting, is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Motion to approve last month's. Thanks.
Second.
Catch that, John?
I got it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I think that does it. Thanks, everyone.
You need
Great.
a motion to adjourn.
Oh, we're gonna make a motion. Oh, Pat makes the motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mike seconds. All in
Who made
favor?
Who made the,
I'm sorry, John?
who made the motion? Patty?
Chris made it and Mike seconded.
I got Mike.
Okay.
He's sitting right here in my lap.
Thank you.
Thank